Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes here on the channel. It'll always be, it will always be. It is always appreciated here on the channel. Major shout out to all the channel members as well as the members over on my website and on Patreon. Thank you for your continued support, my loves. So we are back with another reading, another pick a card reading. And I wanted to get into what spiritual gifts are like most important this season. Like which ones are showing up the most for you this season? Which ones are you called to tap into the most this season? This was a reading that was suggested from one of you all. Who was it? Was it Tyranny? I can't remember, but I know it was requested, and so that's why we're getting into this. My Harry Potter deck has officially come. Now I can tell that it's still in order, but I can tell that that it's not an official deck, okay? But it's very closely, like the illustration on it is very close to it. And so I understand why they can't call it the Harry Potter deck. It's like the HP, but then even with the HP, it doesn't look like the trademark HP. So I definitely understand they had to get away from copyright infringement, but I love this deck. So we are definitely breaking this in with this reading. Let me know down below, what is your Hogwarts house? Okay, let me know. I want to see who in the same house as me. And I ain't about to tell y'all, okay, which one I'm in. I'm going to just let y'all know, okay? So I want you to just choose a number 1 through 4. Choose a number 1 through 4. And we're going to get into it. There is no specific thing, card, or anything for you to pick from. Just choose intuitively 1 through 4, okay? Because you are an intuitive genius, my darling. All right, so we're going to start pile 1 at 240. I need a different pen, honey, okay? All right, pile 1, let's get into your energy of what spiritual gifts are most important during the season of your life, okay? So what spiritual gifts do you utilize the most during this season of your life? Pile 1, what spiritual gifts? Y'all are the first reading that I've ever done with these cards. It's just 333. That magic. This is my magical deck. I feel like I'm gonna be using this deck a lot. I ain't gonna lie. All right, so to start you off, you have the Justice coming out with Professor Umbridge. Then you have the Two of Wands with the Domination. And then you have the Queen of Disc with, this is the professor that is the professor in the greenery. For some reason, I cannot remember her name. All right. So to start this off with Justice with Professor Umbridge, you have a spiritual gift of being able to see through people and seeing through bullshit. You see through what they say was not really real and what, you know what I'm saying, is really meant by what is being said. You see through all of it. The bullshit can't get through you. It's like you're a spiritual punisher at this time. And everyone may not like you. They may not like how you go about it, you know what I'm saying, go about your work, things of that nature. But you're doing exactly what you feel to be right. You're doing what your spirit feels like is right. I find it interesting that the justice is listed as like 8 on here, but the justice typically 11. Interesting. You are able to see through things. You can see through lies. It's something about trusting your intuition. It's hard to trick you at this time. You bring balance. You help bring spiritual and physical balance to this world. You're like one of the gladiators. The balancing gladiators is what I just heard. A balancing gladiator. You're a strong spiritual fighter as well, with this 2 of Wands coming out and this domination. Like, you're good at dueling, you know, spiritual dueling. So you can tell when someone is trying to like send a certain type of energy or something your way. You could tell when they're trying to send it, and it's like you know how to transmute and combat it back. You've won a lot of spiritual battles, and you may not even realize like all the battles that you've won, that you've overcome, because they've been in the air. It's not like you have like this actual wand and you're walking around like Guardium Leviosa. Like, no, you're not doing that. It's like an energetic wand, an energetic energy. I'm hearing can't touch this. Doom, doo, doo, doo. So you have strong spiritual authority, strong spiritual protection. Your energy like fights in the atmosphere for you when it comes to your spiritual self. So trust that protection that you have around you at this time. Trust it. And then you have the Queen of Discs, and this is giving a vibe of you have a spiritual gift of life, bringing life, nurturing life, because plants are inside of like the nursery, okay? The greenery. And so one of your gifts is with dealing with plants, with healing. You have the power or like the strength, the knowledge to be able to learn different species of plants and how they help others. So it's something about with you and herbs and plants. You know how to find the right herb to help heal an individual, to help them fix something that they're dealing with. And you have patience with it. You're very patient. So patience is very key for you when it comes to your healing energy, group 1. Patience is very important. Very important. Patience is very important. It's one of your strong suits at this time of your life. Because a lot of your magic takes time to like cultivate and like create itself, I guess you could say. Extra energy into the spiritual gifts that are very prominent at this time of life for group 1. You have parenting that's coming out. So it's kind of like you're a mama bear, but in the spiritual world. You help protect other people. You also are a great teacher. So with other people who may be newer on their journey, you have a lot to offer to teach them. You have a lot to offer to teach them. Do that shit, okay? Group 1, do that, okay? Do that. Do that. But those are your strongest spiritual gifts that's coming out at this time, that you're utilizing at this time. This doesn't mean that these are your only spiritual gifts that you're utilizing at this time, but these are the gifts for group 1. This is one of those readings where you can choose more than one group to get the full picture. So definitely utilize, you know what I'm saying, what your energy is telling you. I'm going to pull some zodiac signs to connect with the energy of the individuals, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more. Utilize your sun, moon, rising, and north node. All right, you have second house with Taurus, Saturn with wisdom and that parenting energy. Y'all remember that, right? Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. What is that? Aquarius. A lot of Saturn energy. Aquarius again. And Libra. So take it as it resonates, my love. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. Feel free to check out my links and things down below for all of my services. Come with good energy, honey. Okay? Ciao. But I thank you all for being here, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? So group 2, we're gonna say you started at 12:30. All right, let's get into the energy of group 2. The energy of group 2. Clearing out group 1. Let's get into the energy of group 2. What are the spiritual gifts that group 2 are using most during this season of their life? What are the spiritual gifts that group 2 are using most during this season of their life? Which spiritual gifts are showing up the most, are being called to be utilized more this season? Spill it all out. Give me 3 cards, Spirit. Baby, I said 3. Okay, give me one more. It's still no giving me 4. That's crazy. I'm going to just take it. All right, so you have the Hangman. And this is when the scene where Harry and Hermione, where oh boy was hanging upside down. I believe it was Malfoy. I don't know why I'm hearing in my head, stupefy. You have the ability to thwart people's plans and you don't realize it. So like, people be having ill intentions that they be trying to come forth with, but your energy be stupefying their ass. Like, it be stopping them in their tracks and they can't proceed further. It be stopping them and they can't proceed further because you done stupefied their ass. And I'm hearing, I would have got away with it if it was for those meddling kids. So your spiritual energy, you be out here blocking shit and like really affecting people who be out here with ill intentions. And you may not even realize it, But your energy be turning people upside down. People can only get to like so close to you. You have the Queen of Swords that's coming out. This is giving me Bellatrix. This is giving me Bellatrix energy. You're loyal. It's like you know you're kind. You have this spiritual gift where you can sniff out if someone is one of you or not. If someone is spiritual or not. If they're like however they are, you're able to sniff out a person, who they are, their intentions, what they bring to the situation. It's like you're loyal to your bloodline. But when I say your bloodline, it's like the bloodline that you've adopted, because she killed her own cousin. But she was loyal to the cause that she believed in. And it's something about your gift of being able to see through when people like are faking. They're not really real about the cause. You have the equilibrium with the Two of Swords. A lot of swords energies, a lot of mental energy that's going on as well. You have the spiritual gift of being able to see things from multiple sides. And you're utilizing that right now. The gift of being able to see things from multiple perspectives, from, you know, this angle, how this person could be seeing this from this angle, and then this person sees it from this angle. You're able to see both and, you know, come to some form of like a conclusion of how to balance it out. It's like you're a spiritual equalizer. You're able to, I'm hearing, make sense of situations to make it work for everyone. You're able to make sense of situations in order for it to work for all people, all parties involved. I love how the clock is ticking and how it's resting on Libra energy. Which could be considered the balancer, the balancing act. You can manage a lot. Like a lot of mental work. You have a strength of being able to manage a lot mentally. And to make sense of it. You have happiness with the Six of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. This is with that potion, the Felix for something from Professor Slughorn. And you know how he has those parties, but how he gave away that potion that would be like, you know, whatever you want would, you know what I'm saying, come true. Like you'll be just like the best at it. But also this is like the truth-telling energy. You're able to go back to the past. You're able to visit the past. You visit the past a lot in your dreams and don't realize that's what you're doing. Something about you and memories. You have a lot of ancient memories. You have a lot of ancient perspectives. You remember a lot about the past, and you may not even realize how much you remember, because it may be something that you don't recall experiencing in your waking life, so it feels like something is off with it. And as I say that, my diffuser goes off. But it's actually something that happened. It just happened at a time when it wasn't a time where like you would remember. You get what I'm saying? Like you can remember things that happened during your great-great-grandfather's lifetime. And so you're having this dream and you're like, what's going on in this dream? I don't understand it. But a lot of it is not your dreams. It's not your memories. It's like you have the ability to recall the memories of other people. You have the ability to call in the memories of other people. You're able to recall the past. I'm hearing make sense of the past. You're able to call the past and make sense of the past. And pile 2, that is your energy. I'm not making these readings too long. It's just meant to be fun. Definitely let me know in the comments any suggested topics you would like for me to do, especially around magic and shit. Thank you all for being here. If you're interested in a personal reading, check out the links and things down below to my website, Lead at Weird Shit at Home. Okay. Check out the Butterfly Effect Conference and all the details for that down below. And the link to this deck is down below in the description box as well, and the Amazon store. Is there anything else? I can't think of anything. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. All right. Group number 3 is going to start at 2310. All right, group 3, what you got going? What are the spiritual gifts that group 3 are utilizing at this time of their life? What are the spiritual gifts that group 3 All right, group 3, your spiritual gifts. You have the Sun card coming out. A lovely day. You have the ability to change the mood of a space whenever you walk in it. It's like you have this light surrounding you. My right hand just started energy. You have a very benevolent light that shines around you when you walk into a space. Wherever you go, this light is shining with you. And it's very abundant. Very abundant. When you walk into a space, you brighten people's moods. It's like people can be depressed and down. And when you walk in, just like your energy in general, it gives them some type of life. And they love it. You're surrounded by a lot of people who their mental health is usually down a lot, okay? I didn't pull zodiac signs for group 2. I apologize. I'll try to remember for group 3. You're able to change people's moods, though. If you don't get anything else from this, you're able to change people's moods, group 3. People are down and out, and you have the spiritual gift of being able to lift people's vibrations. You're able to lift their energies with something that you do. You have the Ace of Cups coming out. And this is with young Tom Riddle. So young Voldemort. You're motivated. You may even have the gift of being able to talk to animals. You're able to understand animals. You're able to understand what they feel. You're able to understand what they feel, what they're going through, what they're experiencing. As if like y'all are the same species in some way. Some of you all may have actually been like an animal in a past life and you know it. Like you be feeling it, okay? You have healing capabilities as well. You're able to give other people a new life. I'm hearing the hood doctor or like the community doctor that people go to. You help heal something, whether if it's a physical ailment, a mental ailment, a spiritual ailment. You are a healer of some sort. You help give people life again. You help give people lifelines. You show people that there's more to like life and what can be. And they love you for it. They love you for it. It's like you're in this young, ambitious energy. This time of your life is like a young, ambitious energy. Allow yourself to be inquisitive because this is your time where you're learning the most about your skills as well. Something about your emotions being a strong guide. Something about your emotions being a strong guide. You have the 5 of Swords, I believe this is. It doesn't come with a guidebook or anything. I'm almost sure that's the Swords, though. Wait, that's the Cups. Yeah, that's the Swords. So, the 5 of Swords, and this is a spell book. I noticed how effect is circled. It made me think of the butterfly effect. This gives a vibe of you're able to cast protective spells. You're very good with protective spells, casting protection. You're very good with protecting your energy of loved ones around you, but casting some type of protection energy, protection spell work, you're very good with that. Your words are very powerful. Your words are very powerful. And part of your spiritual gifts of what you're utilizing this lifetime is that you're not afraid of the darkness, is what I'm getting. You're not afraid of the darkness in order to become the light. So you know how to defeat energies that come after you. You know how to pick up on it when it's happening. And you go to the right spell to be able to cast it away. Like, you have this natural, innate ability in you to create spells. Like, you don't have to go Google anything. You don't have to do anything. Your spirit is in such that vibration that the actual ritual and spell just comes to you. Trust the energy that just comes to you. Because you have this like historical spell book that's literally embedded inside of you. You have this internal spell book that's just literally embedded inside of you at this time. So allow yourself to connect with that. Allow yourself to connect with that. Let's see what zodiac sign energies may be connecting in here. I didn't do it for group 2. I apologize, but the energies will be felt. What signs is strongly being channeled through in this energy? All right, we have Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, Leo, Libra, and Pisces. Trust your intuition. Trust the vibes of what you get with situations. Trust the energy. You're able to shift energy. You're able to also recall past lives easily. Easily. And lastly, you have the ability to leave a strong legacy. You are leaving a strong legacy right now, surrounding your spiritual self. So whatever you do when something of that sort, you're leaving a strong legacy around that right now. And so group 3, I thank you for being here. May this have provided some guidance that you needed during the season. If you're interested in a personal reading, check out the links and things down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't lose it. Thank you for being here. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. Okay? I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. All right, group 4. Me last group. How many of y'all chose multiple groups? And did, okay. And did. A lot of y'all in this group chose multiple groups, and I ain't mad at you, okay? Because this was one of those readings where you could listen to multiple groups. Just listen to what your spiritual self, you know what I'm saying, gave you to listen to. All right, spiritual gifts of group 4. Spiritual gifts of group 4. Spiritual gifts of group 4. One more. Spiritual gifts of group 4. You have the Chariot with the Hogwarts Express. Cancer energy. Ooh, not as a card attached to the back of it. Okay. We're going to read both of those together because it's actually the Judgment that's coming out with Lucius Malfoy. With him going into Azkaban. It's like all the things coming to catch up. It's like you're a spiritual bounty hunter. People can't get away with shit around you. You have Judgment. You're a spiritual bounty hunter. Now, to what capacity? That part is on you. Because some of you all could be a spiritual bounty hunter and you ain't about shit. Okay? But some of you all, you have good intentions. Okay? So take it as it resonates. Your spiritual gifts. You help people, I'm hearing, escape judgment. You help people escape judgment. You help people get to the right path. You show people multiple sides of things. Like I'm seeing someone who shows people the potential fate. It's like it's something about your energy that drives people into like a new direction or into like your energy. You may not be the one actually judging them. You're just showing up as self, authentically self. And like they take that information that you show up with and they make judgments from it. Ooh, child, I'm trying to get myself together, honey. And they make judgments from it. But you help guide people to their higher self. You're like spiritual transformation. Transportation is what I wanted to say, but transformation is what came out. You help guide people through their spiritual transformation. And it's like when people deny you and like make strong intentions to deny you, they get caught up in shit. It's just like you should have just been hands off. Like you were on the losing team. Okay. You have the Prince of Wands coming out with Ron. With Ron Weasley. You have a very humble heart. You have a humble heart. You're a silent giant. I'm also hearing unsuspecting. Part of your spiritual gifts is that you are very unsuspecting. People don't expect you to show up as powerful as you are or as powerful as you show up. It's like people don't expect you to be as powerful as you are. But that allows you to show up and set things off. It's like you're a very key piece, but people don't be suspecting you because you're not the main character. But that's why people get caught up in being put on their spiritual journey, because some people be coming at you wrong because of your position, because of what you look like. They judge you wrong. And all along, they needed you. You have the Magician coming out. You are Harry, like you got Harry Potter coming out. You literally got Harry Potter, Ron, his best friend, Lucius, who is used as like a pawn to try to get Harry set up. He never gets it, you know. And then the Hogwarts Express is always like a memory to Harry on how he, you know what I'm saying, got to his school. Him escaping that regular world to go to the spiritual world. So with you and the Magas and Harry coming out in the Magician energy, You literally have the spiritual power of all. You pulled out a lot of major arcana. You had the Chariot, the Judgment, and the Magician. So you have the ability to tap into all things, but you're very unsuspecting. And that's what makes your power so strong, is that you're a magician that people don't know. And part of your strength is moving under radar. It's like the less people who know who you are and know your strength, the more you get done. Because they're not suspecting to come after you. They gonna go after the big guns. But even within that, Harry was always protected. Every fucking situation he got put in, he still was protected and came out on top as a little kid against some of the most strongest, biggest wizards ever. And so it's showing that you have this strong protection to you, okay? Shit, you may be a Leo energy. His birthday was what, August 11th or August 10th, something like that. What signs are we tapping into with this? You are literally the magician. Literally, group 4. And you have unsuspecting power to you. It's like you can call in whatever you want to call in, you can. You have the support of the universe. And it comes in the guise of your friendships. And it's like every time someone tries to come at you negatively or to try to bring you down, they get caught up in the midst of it. They get caught up in the midst of it. You have Capricorn, Aries, Pisces, Cancer. That makes sense with the Chariot, though. And then with the Magician, that's like Aries and Gemini. Prince of Wands, that's like Leo energy. Yeah, then Leo just came out. And then you got Libra, and that comes out with the Judgment energy. A little bit of Sagittarius with this Jupiter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's the 6. You do best when you don't wear your power on your sleeve. Yeah, as soon as I said that, my alarm started going off. Don't wear your power on your sleeve, okay? Alexa, turn off entry light. Okay. When you wear your power on your sleeve, it makes you a target. It makes you a target. Don't allow yourself to become a target. Don't allow yourself to become a target. And that's your reading for now. In this season. This energy could change. For sure, for sure. I know I have another reading on what are your spiritual gifts as well. I need y'all to understand that there are hundreds of spiritual gifts. A lot of people don't realize just how spiritual gifts can be broken down and looked at. But this is how we looked at it in this reading. So I thank you all for being here. Feel free to leave me some suggestions for pick a card topics down below. May this provide some type of guidance or energy that you needed during this time. 4444. If you're interested in a personal reading, check out the links and things down below. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.